Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
How you doing, man? My name is George Campos.
Turn the volume down in the background. All right, George Campos, talk to me.
All right, so one, I gotta respect the fact that you're unbiased. I will say that you have a great boxing channel. I said a bunch of racial slurs on your channel because, I gotta be honest with you. You monkeys keep taking over. It's kind of hard to watch. However, I gotta respect the fact that you give everybody their credit. So I'm gonna try to work on not being so much of a racist piece of shit.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you're a racist piece of shit, you can be that. I ain't got no problem with that. You know what I mean? If that's what you want to be, fam, be that. Live your truth.
Nigga, you a bum ass nigga. When's your next boxing? I've never seen or heard of you in my life. Look at that out. Hey, yo, tell your mother I'm gonna be home late.
Yep. Yeah, whatever. Listen, man, so yeah, this clown right here. Yeah, you're right. You're a racist piece of shit, like you said. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Bro, you a bitch, bro. Bro, you a bitch, bro.
Yeah.
You a bitch, bro. You a bitch, bro. You a bitch ass nigga, bro.
He said, I'm a bitch. I'll slap shit out of you. I'm a bitch. You're a bitch. Okay, all right. Whatever, man. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Coach, it's Jerry.
Jerry, talk to me, fam.
From Baltimore. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, my brother?
All right. Man, I got a whole lot to say.
But we got calls calling in, so we can't have it like 10 minutes.
Okay, bro. Okay, man. But let me get some stuff off because I got some important stuff to say. Okay. First thing is, now, let me just say this too, because I tuned into your show last night, but I was a little late, and you seemed like tension was high. Everybody want to talk about race. I don't know why race has to be involved in boxing the way some folks seem to want to do. But I'm gonna be real with you, Coach. I love your show, and I love the fact that you seem to take a neutral ground and you stand on your own square, and I like that. But black folks have been tripping lately when it comes to boxing, and I'm gonna tell you why. There's a lot of European fighters that are really good fighters. There's a lot of Latin fighters, and they're heavily into the boxing scene. A lot of them are the champions. If you look down in the divisions, a lot of the fighters, the champions of the divisions are white and Latino, heavyweight, cruiserweight, light heavyweight, but we're right on down. Now, black fighters have historically been the greatest fighters in the history of boxing, and they're still great fighters. But black folk need to realize that they're not the only great fighters.
Let me ask you a question, sir. Are you black?
No, I'm a white guy.
Okay,
but I love black fighters, man. My favorite fighters historically have been black fighters, American black fighters. But I don't really care to make the distinction. But it seems like a lot of black folk right now, they maybe feel like they own the sport, and the sport is slipping from them. There's been some high profile losses like the Wilder fight, and I don't know. I know that great fighters come from all around the world. Asian fighters, Mexican, Latin fighters, black fighters, white fighters. It shouldn't even be about that. But a lot of folks, when I called from your show last night, seem to want to make this Kambosos Haney fight about race. And lastly, I just want to say this. When I first saw Devin Haney, I said, you know what? This guy's not that exciting, but I like him. I like him because I can appreciate a good, pure boxer. I'm a boxing fan, and I can appreciate a boxer, even if he's not that exciting. And then when he opened up his mouth and spoke, I thought, man, this guy, I really like this guy. He can talk. He's got intellect. But when he said what he said about Loma, I will never root for Devin Haney. I'll root for any foreigner over him. He didn't have to say that, man. He didn't have to say that. What he should have said was, you know what? Lomachenko is the most decorated amateur in the history of amateur boxing. He's a multi-weight world champion, and it'd be an honor to fight him. I think he's great, but I think I'm better. That's what he should have said. Instead, he says what he said. I'll never lose to a white boy. If I fight a white boy 10 times, I'll beat a white boy 10 times. Imagine if Lomachenko said that about Devin Haney. I'll beat a black boy. I'll beat a black boy 10 times. Imagine if he said that. He didn't have to say that, man. Floyd Mayweather never said nothing like that. Floyd would say, I don't think no fighter can beat me. That's what he would say, and that was good enough. And that's why Floyd retired with the big bag, and that's why Devin Haney fights in front of 4,000 people.
So how did you feel about George Kambosos calling him a boy and saying that you do what you told, boy? How do you feel about that?
Well, I see that it's difficult for me to comment too much on the boy thing because I know black folks seem to think that boy they take it racially. But
Yes,
me as
yes,
a man,
yes,
yeah, I take it
yes.
as just an insult as a man, because no man wants to be called a boy, whether it's from a white guy or if it was from a black guy. So I don't know if Cambosos meant that with a racial undertone,
But you
but
gave him.
maybe
You
he did.
did you give him the benefit of the doubt? You gave him the benefit of the doubt and said he
I
really
didn't
didn't mean
think. I
that.
didn't think. Well, if I'm being honest, I'll tell you the truth. I didn't think much about it. I heard it more just as an insult because no man wants to be called a boy. But maybe he did say it with racial undertones because maybe and likely he heard what Devin Haney had already said. Devin Haney had already said what he had said, and that's insulting, man. It's racist too, to be honest with you. And it seems uncharacteristic of Devin Haney. I could have been the guy's biggest fan, man, but once he said that, I'm not trying to hear that. And I feel the same way if a white fighter said that or a Mexican fighter said it. There's no room for that, man. Boxing is made up of lots of different nationalities. There's great fighters all around the world, and you and I both know. European fighters, but it just seems like lately black folk want to make boxing all about race, and it's a sad thing to see. However,
I'm gonna let you go. I'll let you talk 6 minutes straight. So I gotta let you go.
yes,
I want to
sir.
wrap it up, but
Right.
it's a couple of channels that you might want to check out. Just do some research. I'm not going to say any names. There's some channels that you can check out where they're not black and they have a serious issue with calling black people niggas, boys, all that stuff. They have a platform for that. So I would just advise you just to probably do a little bit more research yourself. I know who these channels are, but again, boxing is not. I get your point. It's well noted, and I'm glad that you did call and let everybody know how you feel. Shout out to Jared from B-More.
Okay.
Salute to you. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Frank from the Bay.
Frank from the Bay. Talk to me, fam.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to be devil's advocate. I agree with a lot of what the last caller said. And here,
I'm pretty sure you do. Go ahead.
no, but here's the thing. I mean, you know the LDDC, so let's not act like they don't exist and where a lot of it's coming from. You know, and I know. I like a lot of your takes, but that's the truth, right?
Are you familiar with any other channels out there? Outside of
No,
LDDC?
I don't follow. No, I don't follow it. But to the fight, what my point was Haney stunk the joint out. I don't understand how he fought a good fight. He clutched and grabbed. It was a close and competitive fight. So, that's my take.
All right. Shout out to Frank from the Bay. Salute to you, fam. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, this is me again. This is Jerry from Baltimore.
Jerry from Baltimore. Talk to me.
Yeah, man. Now, when I just talked to you just a minute ago, did I not say that the best and greatest fighters in boxing have historically been American black fighters?
Yeah, you said that.
And did I not tell you that my favorite fighters, starting with the great Ray Leonard, are mostly all black fighters? But in the wake of my call, you're talking about, I like to let them expose who they are, and I'm some type of racist or something, just because I called some facts on some bullshit that is going on with all this talk about race and boxing.
So let me ask you a question. Did I mention your name?
No, but come on, man. After I called, that's when you started with it.
But hear me out. I'm addressing the people said in the chat. I didn't mention your name. So, there's an old saying that I learned from the great Malik El Shabazz, better known as Malcolm X. When you throw a rock in a pack of dogs, it's the hit dog that hollers. I want to know, are you hollering right now, sir? Or are you trying to clarify the record? I never mentioned your name. If it did not fit you,
it just
you should
sounded
not.
Like, man.
Wait, hear me out. I let you talk for 6 minutes straight when you call. I need you to listen.
Yeah.
So when you called me last time, I let you talk for 6 minutes straight. I did not mention you by name at all. If you felt offended at what I was saying and what the people in the chat was saying, maybe the rock hit you. That's all I'm saying.
Or maybe it just is what it is, and you were talking about me, and they were talking about me in the chat. But I don't really care because I'm only speaking the truth. Okay. I don't have any racist thing to bear. When you asked me if I thought that Kambosos was being racist when he called Haney a boy. I told you the truth. I didn't. It's not that I don't know about racism or I would just overlook racism. I'm not going to overlook it for Haney, and I ain't going to overlook it for George Kambosos either. George Kambosos called Lopez a boy too. Gennady Golovkin calls guys boys. He's good boy.
How old are
Black
you?
folk
How old are you?
want to right away.
How old are
53.
you? 53.
53.
Okay.
Want to right away just claim everything is about race. I don't know if he said it with racist intent in his heart, but you asked me if I thought that he did, and I answered you honestly that I didn't. I didn't get that. I'm a grown man. I don't want to be called a boy by nobody, white, black, or regardless. But maybe black folk, think it's a racism thing. I don't know. I don't know what he meant. But if he did mean it like that, I certainly wouldn't condone it. Because that's why I called to begin with, because I don't condone what Haney said. And I stand by what I said. And he didn't have to say that. He could have just simply said, I don't think that Loma can beat me. I don't think nobody can beat me. And that would have been good enough. But folks nowadays want to make everything about race now. And it's sad, really, because things aren't going to change. White fighters are still going to be
so let me say this. Let me say this, because you're doing a whole lot of talking. I'm gonna say this. It's not that someone is making everything about race. We're talking about the context. The context is what you're missing, sir. The context from which George Kambosos spoke, that's what everyone is talking about. Hold on, sir. See, you're not going to call my show and filibuster the show. I get your point. I understand. I'm not here to argue it. We can agree to disagree. Jared from B-More. There's nothing you're going to say that we can agree on some things, but it's some things as it relates to this particular subject matter. I'm not here to have a racial history with you. You said what you felt, brother. That's fine. I have no issues with that. I thank you for revealing what's in your heart. I really think that. But as it relates to the context at which was said, we're not talking about everything. We're talking about the context. If you don't understand the context, that's on you. You see what I'm saying? That's it. Now, if you throw a rock in a pack of dogs, it's the hit dog that's hollers. If you got offended by what I'm saying or what anyone in the chat is saying, all I'm saying is more than likely, sir, that shoe fits you.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go. Come on.